Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome back to our YouTube channel once again. And it is my hope and prayer that this video is actually going to find you guys in good health. Personally, I am fine. As you can see, Kisumu is also fantastic. And maybe you could also let me know where you are watching the video from, the county or the country, in case you are out of the Republic. Ladies and gentlemen, William Ruto, the President of the Republic of Kenya, is embarking on a 4-day tour of Nyanza region. That tour by the president, in my view, is significant politically speaking, because it's going to be his 5th visit to the region since he was sworn in as the President of the Republic of Kenya. For those who follow the politics of this country very closely, just a few weeks after William Ruto was sworn into office, he made a visit to Homa Bay. Then after that, William Ruto went to, I think he also came to Kisumu, he went to Siaya, then he went for some other event there, then he attended the Raila Odinga's homecoming, and now this particular visit. And during those visits, politics has always played out. In his first visit, the visit was actually boycotted by elected leaders. During his second visit, you all remember how he was received by the governors from Nyanza. Then the third visit, I think at the peak of Mandamano, nothing much. And when Raila Odinga's homecoming was organized, of course, the UDA elements within William Ruto's camp decided to lock out the elected leaders. So this visit, in my view, is significant. And I want you guys to pay very close attention to what Eliud Owalo is trying to say in this particular clip, because I want us to look at the objective, political and economic objective of William Ruto's visit, because it's very important.
All the groups that we are engaging by way of those preparations. We have had meetings with a substantial, a critical component of the elected members of parliament from this region. We are also engaging the leadership of the county governments, okay, so that nobody is left behind. We have also reached out to the UDA party officials. We had a meeting with them yesterday because this government is formed through the UDA party. And so what I want to emphasize is that there are many stakeholder segments that we are engaging as part of these preparations, so there is nobody who is going to be left behind. And also, just to mention that in this group, for purposes of clarity of record, we have here the Deputy Governor of Siaya, Mr. Dual is with us here. We have got CAS, Fred Outa. We have got CAS, Engineer Gumbo here. We have got former Senator Elizabeth Ongoro. We have the Chairman of Nuclear Energy Regulatory Authority, Bana Anyanga here. We have the Chairman Sony Sugar, Bana John Kopio. We have Chairman Chemelil Sugar, Engineer Nyambok. We have Chairman Lake Basin Development Authority.
Now that's Eliud Owalo. And if you paid very close attention to what Eliud Owalo is saying and what he's not saying, basically this trip by William Ruto is being organized as UDA affair. That's what's coming out from Eliud Owalo's statement. And let me just give you a brief of what William Ruto is expected to do, all the development projects which is expected to tour while in Nyanza. This is what he's supposed to do. In Kisumu County, which is my county, William Ruto is expected to launch some Kabonyo fish project. That's a 2 billion project that is being funded by IFAD. And it began before the last election. So, of course, William Ruto's government had the option of stalling it. But the good news is that his government has agreed to proceed with it. Then he's also supposed to go and tour Koru College Road. Now, for those who know the area, there's that bad road just from the junction there heading to Koru Bible College. That road is already under construction. So William Ruto will go there. And according to the program in Kisumu, William Ruto is also supposed to visit or to launch Lake Basin Mall. This is what I really don't understand, because Lake Basin Mall has been here for almost 6 years working. Maybe he just wants to visit it, but that's one of the programs there. And also there is what they are calling Kisumu Last Mile Water Project. I'm not well aware of that. And he's also going to launch another Uhuru Kenyatta's project, MV Uhuru 2. Remember when Uhuru started this port projects in Kisumu, how the leaders from the mountain were really unhappy about it. So William Ruto is coming to launch one of them. So if you look at William Ruto's event for Kisumu County, there is basically nothing new which is coming to launch, which means the objective of the visit is actually others, maybe political, which I'm going to explain. Remember, if William Ruto was serious with the Luo Nyanza, he ought to have included some of these things in the budget that was read. If you go through that budget, nothing much. And of course, my understanding of William Ruto's strategy here is that he's going deeper, because Kabonyo Fish Project is deep inside Kano. And then Core 1 is also deep inside there. Then number 2, he will be in Siaya. In Siaya, he's supposed to go to launch Bondo Luanda Road, which is already ongoing. And also there's the digital lab at Mahanya TVC. Okay, that's somewhere in December, I think. Then there's level 4 hospital in Ugenya. Ugenya is David Ochieng constituency. Level 4 hospital, that should be, hospital should be devolved functions, unless I'm wrong. Health services are devolved, right? Then he's supposed to attend in game Honorable Elisha Odhiambo's Thanksgiving. Very interesting, because Elisha Odhiambo is serving his second term. I'm not sure whether MPs are still holding Thanksgiving, but maybe just needed to go to game. Nothing much is going to happen in the game, because initially he was supposed to visit or to launch some technical TVET there. In Homa Bay, William Ruto is supposed to supervise or to go and see the Mfangano Ring Road, which is under construction, the Sindo Magunga Road, which, you know that road, which another handshake project. And then he's supposed to go to Victory Farms in Sindo. Victory Farms is a farm owned by Cesar Asio, has been in existence for like several years now. And then Homa Bay Paya, which is a good project, which I think is going to be his flagship project. So in Homa Bay, the only Ruto's project here is the Homa Bay Paya, which I think is going to be Homa Bay Paya, also going to the Hindu one there. And in Migori, there's a last mile water project in Korea East. Then he's also going to launch affordable housing project in Korea West. And then he's also going to meet with farmers in Awedo. And then he's going to open a lab at Rongo University. So those are the projects which William Ruto is coming to launch in Nyanza. But what is the real objective of William Ruto's visit to Nyanza? That's exactly what I want us to look into. Before we do that, for those who are watching this channel for the first time, please take a second or two, click that subscribe button so that next time we produce a video like this, YouTube will automatically notify you. And to the subscribers, I want to continue thanking you guys for your continued support. Because without that support, this channel cannot be where it is. And without any further ado, ladies and gentlemen, allow me to dive in. What are the objectives of William Ruto's visit to Nyanza? Number one, I think William Ruto has made the decision to venture into Luo Nyanza or Nyanza politics, or is basically targeting Raila Odinga support base. And what is informing William Ruto's move is this idea that Raila Odinga might actually not be a presidential candidate. In case Raila Odinga is not going to be a presidential candidate, Luo Nyanza is going to be there. A situation where Raila is not on the ballot, where will the Luo vote? That is what Ruto is targeting. He wants to come to Luo Nyanza severally so that he becomes a common figure. Because remember, if you look at William Ruto and compared him to Uhuru and Nyanza, Uhuru brought so much development to Nyanza. In fact, Uhuru would even come to Kisumu here. You would just see those Air Force One landing, because where I stay, they must pass somewhere there. You'll just see them landing at the port. Uhuru will do whatever he's doing, go back. Sometimes you'll be seen in Homa Bay just supervising some of his pet projects without making noise. But William Ruto is now coming. In fact, for the last 2 days, Kisumu is a beehive of activities. UDA meetings, regional, meetings everywhere because Ruto is coming. So Ruto is targeting the Luo support base or Nyanza support base in a situation where Raila Odinga is not a presidential candidate. Because, if you remove Raila Odinga out of the political equation in 2027, then the whole political equation is going to change. Assuming Kalonzo Musyoka would be favored by Raila Odinga, then it means even Mount Kenya might have a different thought because there would be no Raila Odinga to rally Mount Kenya against. So those are some of the worries William Ruto is facing. Number two, William Ruto is targeting Western Nyanza. Western Kenya in general. That is the Luya Nation, Luos, Kisii. He's targeting this team because he believes that they always vote together. But as long as he's not winning the support of Nyanza, as long as Ruto is not winning the support of the Luos, there is no way he's going to succeed with the Luyas. He understands that. And that's why William Ruto has now given up on Luya land. He's now trying to get loyal to Luya land through the Luos, because he believes if he can win the support of the Luos, then that will move towards Western Kenya and they'll speak the same language up to Nairobi. So for me, that is his strategy. And that's why William Ruto is going to make more trips to Nyanza. The only problem with William Ruto, and I need to let him know this, and his handlers, the people he's banking on to sell his agenda, nobody can listen to them. The strategy they're using are just outdated. You can't have Mwalimu Widi, you can't have Anyaga, people who have been in leadership, people who've been, to advance agenda of UDA. Nobody's listening to those people. Nobody. They can just make noise. Because for them, they have a beef with Raila Odinga. And the moment you have a beef with Raila Odinga, that's the moment you have a problem with the Luos. And I've always told people that when Onyango Law was the Secretary General of TNA, as much as TNA never got the votes in Luo Nyanza during that time, the truth of the matter is that TNA was accepted here. They would go to funerals, they would go to events, sell their agenda, people would listen to them. But this group, I'm telling you, nobody's going to listen to them in the near future unless they will change a strategy. The third thing, which is bringing Ruto to Nyanza, is the Mount Kenya factor. William Ruto understands one thing, that he can never get the kind of support he got in the mountain again. That figure can only come down. And the other fact is that William Ruto also believes that the figures he got in Mount Kenya were actually cosmetic. Fake. So in a free and fair contest, the fear is that after so many promises, the fallout, we are now seeing Mount Kenya meeting. You remember, William Ruto had actually banned them from meeting. Now we can see Mount Kenya members of parliament and leaders meeting. William Ruto's fear is that the mountain might actually slip. If the mountain were to slip, what would happen? Someone shared with me a clip somewhere in Ruiru, I think, over the weekend, where some members of parliament from Kiambu were actually shouted down when they were trying to sell William Ruto. And Maina Njenga was the only one who was allowed to speak. And I think, and Moses Kuria. So it's that bad. So William Ruto understands that Mount Kenya is a bit shaky for him. So the only way he can recover is through Nyanza. Number 4, William Ruto is also keen on advancing his development narrative. I've just explained to you guys those projects which William Ruto is coming to do to Nyanza, which is coming to launch in Nyanza. And the truth is, most of those projects are already ongoing. Some of them are complete. But you see, the moment William Ruto goes to a place, like if the moment William Ruto will go deep inside the Koru there, the moment William Ruto will go deep inside Kano, Kabonyo uko, the moment he will go inside Asembo, Mahanya uko, the moment he will go to Elisha Diambo's home, William Ruto is trying to go directly to the people. You see, Uhuru Kenyatta would go along the road, meet people, Ruto is now having a different strategy. So people from Kabonyo, Kanyakwal, for example, will remember that day that William Ruto came to our constituency. I mean, our area as a president. The people of Koru, the people of Mahanya, the people of Game. That is what he's trying to do. So that narrative that William Ruto is bringing development. You see, for example, if you talk of that Kabonyo fish project, ordinary person might not even know when that project started because it will be launched. But for example, the one that is ongoing in Koru, again, it's the name of Ruto will be imprinted on it. So that in the next few years, people will know, okay, this project was actually brought by Ruto. That's why they changed the initial plan. The initial plan was for Ruto to launch the Mamboleo Miwani Road. But, just like I keep on telling you, Luos are not like other tribes. He was told off that those roads were already flagged off. They were already launched. So he stopped that. There's another one he was supposed to launch. So that's why he chose those other ones. So he wants to create that development narrative. And lastly, William Ruto wants to project an image of a leader that, despite the fact that Nyanza never voted for him, despite the fact that Nyanza never voted for him, despite the fact that certain parts of Western Kenya never voted for him is the president of the Republic of Kenya, and therefore he will bring development. What I don't know is whether he will come with Rigathi Gachagua and how Rigathi Gachagua will try to reframe the shareholding story. Until next time, this is Lee Makwiny. And by the way, we want to welcome the president, and we hope that the visit will see the president serve the people of Kenya in general better. Thank you guys, and may you have a good day. Bye-bye.